students, today I shall take the chapter number 7 of your NCERT textbook, that is equilibrium. You've heard this word, right, in your lower classes. Before going to the definition of equilibrium, I will explain brief introduction about this chapter. So if you take the solar system, in that the gaseous planet, one gaseous planet anna consider ಮಾಡಿ, it will experience two opposing forces, right? One is thermal expansion and one more is gravitational contraction. So these two opposing forces, at a particular point, it will balance. Balance term is very important in this chapter. Why? That one I will tell you later. For example, one more daily life example, if you take a sugar solution, if you take water and add sugar into the water, rinse it, it will dissolve, right? The dissolution process will take place. Dissolution process matra agtada? No. That crystallization process also takes place. Now, what is crystallization? Suppose I will take water in a beaker, sugar, I will add sugar into the water and dissolve. The solute is dissolved in the water. The sugar solute is dissolved in the water. The process of dissolving in the water is called as dissolution. The solute is dissolved in the water. This process is called as dissolution. After adding more sugar into the water, then what happens? The sugar solute, which is dissolved in the solution, will collide with this solute particle. This solute sugar is dissolved in the solution. That particle will collide with the sugar solute. It will crystallize. The process is called as crystallization. Dissolution and crystallization. But dissolution we can observe in our naked eye. But crystallization is not observable, right? This process, when it is balanced, the two opposing process. This is two opposing process, right? Dissolution and crystallization. Dissolve out the solid, again it will come back into the crystal form or solute form. So these two are opposing process. That will balance. This opposing process, the equilibrium is related. Yaake related? I will tell you. Before that, one more term we have to study before understanding the definition of equilibrium. That is the rate of reaction. Rate of reaction. ನೀವು bike ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ any vehicle ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಹೋಗ್ತೀರಾ ಅಂದ್ರೆ velocity. You know the term velocity, right? In physics. In chemistry also, velocity term is required related to the chemical reaction. Rate or velocity, one and the same. Rate or velocity of a chemical reaction. ಒಂದು ಕೆಮಿಕಲ್ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು ಎಷ್ಟು ಸ್ಪೀಡ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ, ಅದರ ರೇಟ್ ನಮಗೆ ಬೇಕಾಗ್ತದೆ. Rate or velocity of a chemical reaction is change in molar concentration. You heard this word molar concentration in the first chapter, right? Some basic concept of chemistry. That will give about the mole concept, molar concentration. Reaction in solution. You heard this word. So molar concentration of one of the reactant or product. ಒಂದು ರಿಯಾಕ್ಷನ್ ಆಗ್ತಿದೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ರಿಯಾಕ್ಟೆಂಟ್ ಬೇಕು, ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಬೇಕು, ರೈಟ್? Reactant reacts with each other, give products. So, change in molar concentration of one of the reactant or product in time. In time. If I take the rate expression is equal to dx by dt. This is the small change in the molar concentration of one of the reactant or product. Dx is represents the change in molar concentration of one of the reactant or product in time. Dt is the small time interval. One small time interval anna consider in time. Dx by dt. So we can write the unit mole per dm cube by second. This is about the rate of a reaction. Now you understand this concept, right? So let us take the types of reaction. Types of reaction. This basic knowledge, if you have it, the equilibrium chapter will easily understand. See, types of reaction. There are two types of reactions also. One is reversible reaction. Reversible reaction. Reversible reaction. The reaction which occurs both forward and backward reaction. I will take one general example by considering the reactant A plus B will react, give C plus D. A plus B are both products, will react with each other, will give C and D. C plus D as a product. So you can observe here, I represented double-headed arrow mark here. This indicates the reaction, forward reaction and backward reaction is happening. Backward reaction means these two obtained product is there, right? Now for backward reaction, these two are the reactant. C plus D will react with each other to give A plus B. Now you understand? See, this is a forward reaction, this is a backward reaction. A plus B will give C plus D product. Then again, simultaneously, this C plus D will react with give A plus B as a product. That is backward reaction. This reaction is called as reversible reaction. Then the second type is irreversible reaction. Irreversible reaction. What is this irreversible reaction? This is the type of reaction which occurs in this only forward reaction. So I will take the same general example, but I put only one headed arrow. It gives C plus D. A plus B reactant will react with each other, give C plus D. In this case, you do not get C plus D will not react with A plus B. So it is only forward reaction. So the reversible reaction in this only the forward reaction only happen. This type of reaction is called irreversible reaction. So now you understood the concept of rate of reaction. Rate andre ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು, reversible reaction andre ಏನು ಗೊತ್ತಾಯಿತು, and one more term is irreversible reaction. Three concepts now you understood, right? Then let us study the definition of equilibrium. See, equilibrium the state of a system. If we consider any system, it will closed or open. The equilibrium is observed only in closed system. Closed system means a system is always closed. If you consider this beaker as a system, it will always close. Then only equilibrium state will observe. The state of a system at which the rate of the two opposite reaction balance each other. What is equilibrium or state of equilibrium? It is the system, the state of a system at which the rate of two opposite reactions. Now, what are those two opposite reactions? One is forward reaction and one more is backward reaction. So the equilibrium is observed only in the reversible reaction, right? Because forward and backward reaction required. So the two opposite process or the two opposite reaction balance each other. This is the definition of equilibrium. I will take the same general example. A plus B reacts with gives C plus D. Right? So this is forward and backward reaction. Equilibrium is a state, that is a system, state of a system at which the rate or velocity of the two opposite reaction. Opposite reaction means one is forward reaction. For forward, opposite which one? Backward. For backward, opposite reaction is forward. So the two opposite reaction balance each other. You heard the term balance, right? Balance model. So it will reaction balance with each other. Let's call it as equilibrium or state of equilibrium. For example, simple example is water in liquid state, then water in the solid state, right? See here, the water is in the liquid state and the water is in the solid state. These two are equilibrium with each other at 0 degree Celsius. Why? In the 0 degree Celsius, water is start to freeze, right? In the liquid state, it will start to freeze. And at 0 degree Celsius, if it is in the freeze state, the parameter is not changed here. Do not change the parameter. At 0 degree Celsius, it will start to liquid state, right? So the two opposite reaction balance with each other is called as equilibrium. Now understood, right? So next we'll study about the type of equilibrium. Types of equilibrium. The first two types are there. One is physical equilibrium. And one more type is chemical equilibrium. In chemical equilibrium, there are two types. One is molecular equilibrium and One more type is ionic equilibrium. For example of this molecular equilibrium, PCl5, phosphorus pentachloride will give phosphorus trichloride and Cl2. These four are in gaseous state. These three are in gaseous state. For ionic equilibrium, example is acetic acid. CH3COOH will give, acetic acid is weak acid. So it will give CH3COO minus plus H plus. So this will give ionic as a product, right? For that purpose, ionic equilibrium. The two process is reaction balance with each other. In this case, ions as a product. Here the molecule are the product. The equilibrium state involved in this equilibrium is molecules. In ionic equilibrium, it is ions. So these are the two types of equilibrium. One is physical equilibrium and one more is chemical equilibrium. In that, molecular equilibrium and ionic equilibrium are the two types. Example, these two. Let us study first physical equilibrium and the types of physical equilibrium.